Stop right now. Stop right now. If you're watching this video and you're a photographer or a videographer or a small YouTuber that is starting out in the industry, stop watching this video right now. Stop watching this video right now. Send this to a loved one. Send this to your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your partner, your parents, your whoever. Send it to someone and get them to watch it and get out of here. Go. Hello friends, family, loved ones of photographers, videographers, small up and coming YouTubers. We need to talk about presents. We need to talk about Christmas presents. Because at the moment we're not doing a good enough job. Hear me out, hear me out. Anything that you get your photographer, anything you get your videographer, anything you get your YouTuber, they're going to appreciate it. They're going to appreciate it. However, we have had too many camera-shaped mugs or t-shirts with cameras on them. We love them. We do love them. However, it's not what we need. It's not what we actually need to further our craft, shall we say. So this video is here to help you get the best gift for your photographer, videographer, YouTuber. I have got 5 main presents that you can get, and then I've also got a couple of little stocking fillers that you could also get for them, which would also really help them get better at doing the thing that they love to do. We're going to be decreasing in price roughly. So the first item on our list is a fairly expensive one: lenses. Lenses are the backbone of anyone who's working with cameras. They can range from really cheap to really expensive, and it all depends on who you're buying from and what you're buying. If you don't know anything about lenses, generally speaking, the bigger number, the further away they're going to be shooting. The smaller number, the closer they're going to be shooting. Now that is a very vague rule and not at all accurate when you get down to the nitty-gritty of it. However, generally speaking, if you're getting a lens with triple digits on them, they're going to be filming nature stuff, they're going to be shooting birds and deer. Now the important part to think about when doing lenses, if you are going to go down the route of lenses, which if you are uncertain on what to get them, I would not advise doing that. If you do not know what you're talking about in terms of cameras, I would not advise getting lenses. If you do go for buying a lens, the cheapest option is knockoff brands like Tamron or Samyang, lens companies that make lenses designed for other cameras. If you want slightly better quality lenses with a slight increase in price, then you're going to go for Canon, you're going to go for Sony, you're going to go for lenses made by companies who also build cameras. I can only suggest Canon cameras highest above everything else. There's nothing quite like Canon glass. They make lenses that are just top quality. Moving down the range slightly is going to be the backdrop. That is two essentially light stands with a big metal rod going across the top of them that you can drape cloth or paper over to get some form of nice solid colour backdrop. When I first moved into my new house, we had a blank wall because we hadn't had a sofa yet, so I could use that for a plain blank backdrop. But now the sofa's in the way, we've got art up, I've not got any walls in my office that are just plain blank walls that I can get to close enough. So having a plain blank backdrop that I can set up relatively easy in my living room is a lifesaver. If you're getting this for your photographer and you're not sure what colour to go with the backdrop, if you buy them on Amazon, a lot of them you can choose what colour you want your backdrop to be. I would advise going for either a grey or a white or a black, and then allow them to buy their own specific coloured ones later on once they've gotten grip of using it. Moving on from people who want to be stationary to people who want to be moving, and this is a great product for you guys. It is a harness for your cameras. It's just a strap. You know, if you've seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you know how Terry has his gun holster in his like straps across his chest and his gun's like underneath his arm? Same concept with these. They are straps that you put on over your outfit, and this is really good for wedding photographers or event photographers. The issue with it is that it is leather. I know a lot of people don't have issues with leather, however there are plenty of plastic or polymer, I don't know the correct terminology for it, but ones that aren't made out of anything that even looks like leather. My issue with those is that they don't quite look formal enough to do really expensive venues. If you rock up to a wedding and everyone's suited and booted, and you're suited and booted, and then you've just got like a plastic strap across your chest, it does bring down your look ever so slightly. Whereas if you have this on, it's leather with like brass buckles and stuff like that. It will just enhance your image, and it will make you as a photographer look that little bit more professional and a little bit more likely to be hired again. And the other good thing about this one in particular is that it allows you to carry 2 cameras if you have 2 camera bodies. By the way, all of these will be down in the description below, all the specific things that I'm talking about. Lenses, I'm not going to put any links to lenses because it's such a wide spectrum. With the backdrop and the straps, I will be putting links in the description to ones, if not the ones that I have myself, ones that are very close to the ones that I have. Moving on to, in the same vein as people who want to be moving, the last one was more for photographers, this one is going to be more for videographers. If you're a wedding cinematographer, if you're a wedding camera operator, you're gonna want to have some form of stabilization in your image. And this is where the likes of glide cams come in. Now, I don't often talk about glide cams on this channel. However, they are an amazing tool for people who have slightly lighter cameras. There are many different types of glide cams for different weight cameras, going from mirrorless cameras all the way up to full heavy duty cameras. And these are really good tools. They get rid of your wobbliness. If you're wanting to splash out a little bit more, obviously I'm going to talk about them again. The Ronin is a sensational tool, however it is a lot more expensive. I will be sending links to both of those in the description down below. However, talking about the glide cam, there are many different types of glide cam, so you need to know how heavy or what type of camera your loved one has before getting a glide cam. The Ronin, if you've got a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, it'll work just fine. And the last one on my list of main gifts to get, and to be honest, this one is bridging over the gap into less main gift, more stocking filler. However, they are really good. They are the cheapest on the list, and it is miniature tripods. Now, the first one, everyone knows what a GorillaPod is. Mine is by Joby. For those who have been living under a rock for the past like 10 years of internet content creation, a GorillaPod is a small tripod made up of 3 legs, each containing many different ball and socket joints, so you can move it around completely, and you've got complete modularity in the legs. This allows you to get something really, really low if you're trying to get something low. It allows you to get something really, really high. And the biggest selling point for this is that it allows you to put a camera on an uneven surface and allows it to be balanced very, very well. Issue with these is a similar issue with the one that I'm about to talk about in a moment, is that the ball and socket joints over time do start to get worn down, and they will start to weaken and loosen. So if you're using a heavier camera like the Canon 1DXs, they will start to loosen up and it will start taxing on your tripod, and it'll eventually fail on you. However, for a couple of years, it is a good shout, and for a Christmas present, it is a good shout. The other one, the alternative to this, is the Manfrotto miniature tripod. It is just a standard tripod base, very, very small, very, very compact. However, the head is a ball and socket joint with a locking mechanism. So you click it, and as you can see there, the head just comes completely loose, and then you can release it and it becomes stiff again. Again, this is really good for if you're putting it on a slightly uneven surface. If your tripod is on a slight angle, you can adjust the head so the camera isn't on a slight angle and you get that flat shot. However, again, same issue as the GorillaPod, the Manfrotto is a ball and socket joint, so even though there is a locking mechanism on the ball and socket, over time I can still move it. So if you have a very, very, very heavy lens on your camera and you're putting the tripod there with the lens sticking out the front, just be aware that it might start to weigh down and tax on that ball and socket joint. Alright, so those are my 5 gift guide presents. Just as a little bit of an extra for you, I'm going to be talking about some stocking fillers. The first one is the Magic Arms. The Magic Arms are such a useful tool. Basically what they are is 2 limbs attached by some form of 90-degree joint with 2 ball and socket joints at the end, and the reason it's called a magic arm is because that's what it's simulating. It's simulating a shoulder, an elbow, and a wrist joint, so you can completely just move it wherever you want, and it will just hold in place, because at that elbow joint there's a screw that you can screw in, and all 3 joints can become rigid, and when you unscrew that joint, all 3 joints become completely fluid again. This is a great thing for your photographer, cinematographer, anything. This is more so for content creators, I would say, and videographers more so than camera operators. However, more so than photographers, but photographers could also probably use this. I'm using one in my setup right now to hold my audio recorder while my microphone's attached to a lighting stand, and these are really good to hold microphones. These are really good to hold external monitors. These are really good to hold action cameras. They're just amazing tools for you to have in your camera kit, for anyone to have in their camera kit, and particularly I always make sure I bring 2 on any shoot that I need to go on, just in case I need an extra thing to be held. And the final thing, and now this is going to seem like a really weird one, clamps. Clamps are so useful to a photographer or a videographer, particularly if they're a studio-based one. This one isn't going to be so helpful for the likes of wedding or event photographers. These are more so for people who all their stuff is in studio work, so like portrait photographers or product photographers. These are really good to clamp down and hold things to desks, or if you double it up and get one of the products that I was speaking about before, the backdrop, these are really good to clamp and hold the cloth to the frame so it doesn't move. You can buy them in packs of like 10, and then you've got loads of them. You just chuck them in the back of your camera bag, and they are ridiculously helpful. Having clamps is a very helpful thing. It was one of those presents that you'll need to like explain why you got them the present, and they're gonna be like, oh, thanks, and they won't fully appreciate you getting them until like a couple months ago, and you'll ask them, oh, how's your photography going? And they go, oh mate, the clamps you got me, I use them every single time I'm shooting. But that is my time. I do apologise about the lack of Christmas attire. I could not find my Christmas jumpers, so I am wearing a Grinch beanie. And yeah, Grinch isn't like a Christmas dude. However, this is him. If you look, he's got his Santa hat on. This is him at the end of the story. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I'm gonna head off now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope these recommendations go down a storm. I'm sure they will with your loved ones, and I will see you guys next week. I'm trying to stock record a load of videos, so over the holidays I don't need to worry about recording and editing videos. So I'm trying to rush through recording this, which is why I was speaking a little bit quickly today. I do apologise about that. Anyway, I'm getting distracted and I need to get this onto my laptop. But yeah, I will see you guys later. I've been Jack. Bye!